This is the second part of function design. We've completed identifying what the function inputs are and what its procedure will be and whether it returns an output, and the answer is true. When you're developing the prototype for a function, you need a name, uh, you need what type of inputs you have and how many, and what type of outputs. Well, the type of work the function will be doing is calculation. So the best choice for type would be float. And the results of the calculation will be the same type as the number you're using for the calculation. So the output also would be float. And we only are going to take the square root of one number, so we only need one input. So the name of this function could be, for example, square root, using the same naming rules for variables. In brackets, we put float, and we only need one of them. So that will be our input to the function. That's the type of number it will receive. And over to the left, we write float because this function has an output. Therefore, we have to write float to indicate that the output or the results of this function will create a float variable. So you can think of all of this as a variable of type float. Of course, you will not add this in the C language. This is just so I can get you to understand that all of this, the result of this, will be of type float. The same way that you would declare a variable, for example, x, as a float. Now the procedure for our main program is the same. We have to initialize any variables that we might need for our program. We usually display some type of welcome message. Then we proceed to ask the user for data or information, get that data. But this section of the program will no longer be done by the main program. It will be done by a function. So this part of the program is where the main program will start to pass some information to a function. And then the function will go through any steps or procedure, and then it can return the results back to the main program. And then the main program will continue to use those results to display the information on the screen. In the next video, I will begin to actually show you how to write the program itself. The flowchart for this procedure is same as before. The only difference mainly is the step for calculation. There's my welcome message. There's my prompt. There's my get. But I'm going to use a different symbol in the calculation step. I'm going to make it a process, but I'm going to add 2 extra lines to indicate that this is going to be done somewhere else. We call that a process module. Then once it returns back, then we can continue on with the last step of our main program, which is to display the data. So initialize, welcome, prompt, get, we compute, but the actual computation is going to be done by a function. Once it returns back, then it will continue to display the results, and then we can end the process. Once again, in the next video, I will show you how to do this in C language. Thank you.